Hello and welcome to Art and Leisure, a half-hour program that celebrates creativity in the arts. My name is Chioma Okpara. It's such a delight to know you tuned in. Okay, today we're starting with a poet whose composition is quite interesting. Olusegun Amodu titled this piece, Assumption. Watch this.
Many don't know it's dangerous. It's silent and most times follows us to every corner and tries to endanger us. It will marvel you to know that she will go any length to spy the man. She's as sticky as the web that if she sticks to the ground, not even a guy named Peter will be able to pack her. Yeah, you make it, I make it too. In fact, I will easily convince you that I make it without much time consumption. It's just a 7-letter word, yes. 7-letter word. I'm talking of assumption. To be frank, I'll be surprised if you notice that I made a mistake because my assumption was based on the fact that you wouldn't notice. And if by adventure you did notice, you might have assumed it was just a slip of tongue. Well, it isn't. I wouldn't play along, and even if my tongue slips, I've designed an elevator to lift it up. I hope you're not assuming that I work for Otis. But who doesn't assume? My grandpa used to tell me that if you start a sentence with my grandpa used to tell me that people will listen to what you have to say. My little nephew wants to be Spider-Man, so he puts a spider on his arm, thinking that's the way. If you scratch with your hands, you are either a DJ or you have gonorrhea. A performing artist feels they love his song because some people fainted in the crowd. Someone doesn't greet you the way she used to and you say she has become proud. A female colleague gets promoted before you, she must be sleeping around. Every dead person is resting in peace. That's the way we all make it sound. Any slim guy that loses weight definitely has AIDS. Check out cute guys like me, they always sing bass. If you go to church regularly, you are a true believer. You know your girlfriend loves you critically if she can cry you a river. All assumptions.
Welcome back. That's Olusegun Amodu talking about assumption. From poetry, let's go over to dance drama. Odia Ofemu is a renowned writer. He's written many poems, articles, and so much more. He's also a playwright, and what we're about to see is one of his plays, which is titled Nigeria the Beautiful. Yes, you heard right. Nigeria the Beautiful. Stick around. Nigeria the Beautiful is the story of the country from the time of Lord Frederick Lugard, the first colonial governor general, to President Goodluck Jonathan, the current occupant of Aso Rock. It was written by Odia Ofemu and directed by Felix Okolo.
Your Excellency, it's Friday, the 13th. The chiefs are here. The chief from the Egba United Government.
The Egba United Government? How it sounds! Such an anachronism to claim His Majesty's domain?
Beg your pardon, Your Excellency.
I meant for them to be here, but no audience shall be extended to them now or in future. Before my next trek, they shall have to pack up their ramshackle government or whatever they call it, or they shall have to follow the examples of those insurgents in Sangwato.
That reminds me, Your Excellency. I have placed on your table the request of the princes of Sangwato for a courtesy call. I think they have learned their lessons. They wish to make peace without any terms. Now that the area is owned the law.
Not even for them. Not even for them. I shall grant them no quarters, no audience, until the emir himself leads the obeisance to His Majesty.
But the Egba United Government are here.
Have them dismissed. I don't intend to see them. Call the protocol sergeant.
We are right here.
Now you shall be smart like well-trained officers of the crown. salute the chiefs, treat them with utmost civility befitting tribal potentates, escort them and their talking drummers back to the border. Mark my words, back to the border.
They shall go back offended and angry.
Just where I want them to be.
We are building a country we did not set out to build. You could say that the country chose all of us. And now that we are here, and we really don't have a choice in the matter, because even those planning to break up Nigeria, after they have broken up the place, they will simply discover that they cannot escape their neighbors. We cannot escape ourselves. We had better learn that the variousness we complain about is precisely what makes us beautiful. That's really the point of the whole story.
Those we love, we shall always protect. We give our word. We shall not renege in our promises. We stand with our majesty in the pursuit of the interests of our people. We shall be partners where our humanity is not compromised. Let those who have found different answers to the problems of this life not be allowed to overrun our farms, cities, and our mosques.
History does not happen in a vacuum.
It is a dance drama that can be easily understood by the highly intellectual.
It is not very easy to understand a country as difficult as Nigeria, and I think it is wrong to want to simplify Nigeria. Actually, that is one effort I did not want to make. I did not want to simplify Nigeria for others. But I know that whoever is Nigerian enough to love this country will see himself in what is on stage.
You take the cake and wine. Oh. Each time I look at you, Chief, I know the masters never left. There are daggers and barbaric girls, and feathered red and white girls. Notwithstanding, nothing has changed under the sun of independence.
Despite many challenges that the country is faced with, Odeofemu is optimistic of a happy ending for us, and so he titled the play, Nigeria the Beautiful.
There are very many Nigerians who would not agree in the presentation of one personage or the other. But I can assure you, a very deliberate effort was made not to misrepresent them, because the leaders speak in their own voices. And I know my country fairly well, and I know the history of my country fairly well. I can tell you, I did not misrepresent any of the leaders, and I believe that they did not misrepresent us. They are part of who we are. Their faults are our faults, and we must learn to deal with them. As the characters keep reminding us, it is the variousness that we deplore that actually makes us beautiful. We must learn to live with it.
Odeofemu is a renowned writer. He says he will take this play to different states in the country. He wants everyone to believe that Nigeria is beautiful, nevertheless. Nigeria the beautiful. Nigeria is beautiful, says legendary Odeofemu. Well, I think this particular episode is in tandem with that. Take, for instance, an artist like Adeola Balogun. He goes in search of what you and I term useless, waste. He gathers discarded materials and turns them into art pieces that only the rich can afford. Take a look. Adeola Balogun pays attention to happenings around him, but he says it's not about what he sees, rather it's about what he hears. He titled his solo exhibition, Soundspiration.
It's simply about inspiration from sound, which most times we do ignore. That is as regards either in words or in sound that gets to us.
He listens to music at work and also at leisure, and that has inspired him to produce these art pieces. The exhibition is in 2 series.
The first series I have are titled Veiled. You know, veiled in the sense that if you're talking about the minds, you know, it's the face, that is the facade we call face, has the ability to be able to, you know, veil whatever that is going on in a man's mind. If you look at the piece behind me here, which I titled Inner Sanctum, you know, it's not about what is happening around you. It's about what you are actually allowing to happen within you. I titled these Flowers for Them, which more or less talks about different a series of air mishaps we've had in Nigeria, and we've lost friends, families in these crashes. So, and recently I lost a niece, to whom I even dedicated this particular show. It's more or less dedicating this to those lost souls, let me put it that way.
In the second series, Adeola Balogun focused on musical instruments, instrumentalists, and dancers. He employed different media like steel, glass, fiber, bronze, acrylic, and mixed media. His lavish use of shredded tires to create human forms in 2 and 3D is amazing.
See, I use various types of musical instruments, and mind you, those instruments cannot work without the human element coming in, that is using this instrument. So I use the human, I use the tire, the shredded tires, to define the form of the handler of the music, of the musical instrument. Beside me here, I have a saxophonist, which I title Mind Blowing. Right, mind blowing is the sense that, you know, if you have a musical instrument, the one you, if you're very versatile with it, very good at it, certainly when you're playing for an audience, they are not only enjoying it, you too, as the player, you also enjoying the mind blowing is the sense that, you know, if you have a musical instrument, the one you, if you're very versatile with it, very good at it, certainly when you're playing for an audience, they are not only enjoying it, you too, as the player, you also enjoying the music. When you're playing in music, right, your muscles, right, will also respond to it, you know. And so also over there you have a violinist there, which I title Without Wings. With the right musical instrument too, you can fly without wings.
He started out as a realist, but now he's into stylization and abstraction. The musical instruments are installed. A collector can remove them and play if he or she so desires.
What actually ignited my passion in collecting musical instruments has to do with the contact I had with a piece of trumpet horn, a broken one. And after examining that piece, I think I started, you know, being a sculptor, you know, being an artist, I started admiring the forms. So ordinarily, to me, most of these musical instruments, they are sculptural works on their own. You know, imagine this, right? So it takes a sculptor to have come up with this. So it's more or less, I now taking it from here to another realm.
This artist also celebrates female singers.
I'm actually using this to acknowledge the role of women as far as music is concerned. I just imagine where you have Celine Dion playing singing, for instance. I think when I listen to her, she sends me to another world.
Adeola Balogun is a lecturer at Yaba College of Technology. He exhibits regularly. He's seen by many as one of the great sculptors in contemporary times.
They are as exciting as some of the other works he has created before. But what is more exciting to me is the incorporation of objects, the musical instruments. While they were not intended as artworks, but they look very beautiful. And incorporating them with the musicians and so on becomes very, very interesting.
He's one of the well-known exhibiting artists on the Lagos exhibition circuit. He's one of the thinking artists. And what I mean by this is that he's one of the artists that, you know, through his works you see an engagement of things that are happening in society, which I believe that art is all about. Art is not just decorative, but art, you have to be able to use art to actually speak out against issues in society.
It's become Adeola Balogun's habit to exhibit every 2 years. We hope he pulls it off again soon. Nice to have you back. That was Adeola Balogun's exhibition titled Soundspiration. I hope you enjoyed that. On Art and Leisure, we focus on creative people in the art world. The leisure part is where we show you tourist sites, recreational facilities in Nigeria, and we encourage you to visit them. Our next report is titled National Theatre, our national pride. The National Theatre was built in 1975 and commissioned in 1976. Recline in your cushion because this report is interesting. The National Theatre was designed and constructed by a Bulgarian company. It was opened on the 30th of September 1976. Built in the shape of an officer's hat, the 5-story edifice gulped 92 million naira.
The theatre has a main hall with a capacity of 6,000 seats and has auxiliary halls, one banquet hall, 2 slimmer halls, 2 exhibition hall, lobbies, and also bars in all the halls, and waterworks that take care of the water need of the theatre, which is about 2 kilometers from the main hall of the theatre. Pipes laid down, and you have the sewage on the flyover Ibori route. You can see it, a mini theatre where all the sea wasted waste from the toilets goes there. We have over 140 toilets in the National Theatre, and we have a VIP lodge, and as well as a VIP lobby. During the first time, the federal government decided to bring artists, renowned Nigerian artists, to come and showcase their ingenuity.
The erection of the National Theatre was the initiative of the federal government. It was an answer to the call for a venue for the 2nd edition of the World Black and African Festival of Arts and Culture, which the country hosted in 1977. Festac 77, as it was popularly called, was a 29-day event which had 59 African countries in participation. After the festival, the federal government appointed Mr. Jimmy Ate as the first general manager of the National Theatre. Between 1977 and now, the National Theatre has had 3 substantive general managers. Malam Kabir Yusuf is the present general manager.
The mandate of the National Theatre is to provide facilities whereby artists will come and display their talent. When I resumed 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, I had a three agenda. The first agenda is to get the National Theatre back into its glory past. Just trying to do renovations, and the second agenda is to retrain the staff, and the last agenda is now to inform the public that yes, we are back in business.
For many years, this national treasure was a beehive of activities. To many Nigerians, it was a tourist site.
Nigeria at that time has attitudes of coming to cinema. Now the home movie has taken them away from cinema. Everybody comes and watch movie. And the main ball, which has 6,000 seating capacity, which concerts are being brought from abroad. So everybody, this is a place, event place.
Suddenly, a dark period came. Lack of maintenance and other issues drove many stakeholders away. Later on, the federal government awarded a contract for the renovation of the building.
With the kind of rain in Lagos, so the roof started leaking, the National Theatre started leaking. The federal government had to spend over 1 billion to renovate the roof. During the renovation, everybody has to evacuate for the contractor to work within the premises of the National Theatre. Now it's fully renovated, the roof of the National Theatre. There is no leaking, only the place where we have leaking is the garden. You build a project, 92 million, you must be maintaining that project. We must give him money to maintain that project. You give him a mega, then there is nothing he can do. So it is issue of budgetary allocation. The policy makers and the lawmakers must look at the project, even the amount of diesel we consume here, the amount of chemical we waste in the waterworks. Because the way they design the National Theatre is not, you cannot call it, it's not the same with the National Theatre of London. The National Theatre of London is so small that it could be taken care of. But this is so huge. It was designed for African countries to take part, so it was a huge project. Every year there should be a lot of money for maintenance, and life cycle of every equipment is supposed to be moved. The major setback the National Theatre had was the central cooling system. Now the halls are fully cooled, so you don't have problem with the cooling system. Now we have drama shows, we have films being shown in the theaters, and at the same time we have AGM's meeting coming to take place in most of the conference halls, and we have weddings, and we had an MOU with the Association of Movie Producers that all Nigerian movies now, they are going to have their premiere in the National Theatre. We have a large generator, 1,500 kVA, and we have 700 kVAs too. So in terms of light, it is not a problem.
Beautiful as it looks in the daytime, it is not such a great sight at night because the vicinity is not well lit.
The National Theatre used to have the lighting around it, but it has been vandalized by people. And the first step we take by fencing the National Theatre, making gates, the 5 gates of the National Theatre, so that we can completely take control. Because most people believe it's a road, National Theatre here. It's not a road. It is being designed to link the roads, but it is the whole land of the National Theatre. So in this year's budget, we intend to light the street. What we don't want to do work there, we want to finish the inside before we go to outside. Because if you look at our lawns are well cut every day. I have more than 10 grass cutter mowers cutting grasses on the lawns, and the police dogs used to patrol those areas.
Individual and group excursions are allowed.
Every day we have school children coming from school excursion, and we have the corporate division that takes them around excursion, the National Theatre. One of our first appeal is to the stakeholders themselves. Stakeholders should get involved. If you go to London, Lion King stays in theatre in London West End for almost 2 years. The stakeholders should play that will last every quarter in the National Theatre before they move on. 2, the multinationals, they should come and do community investment in the art and crafts, in this creative industry.
The National Theatre is an architectural masterpiece. It is one of the treasures of the nation. It is situated in Igomu, in Surulere local government area of Lagos State. It remains a national pride. Welcome back. So we'll show you a place you can take the family to this weekend. If you don't have a family yet, you can go alone. The National Theatre is located in the very heart of the city, Igomu in Surulere. You can take that as the gospel truth. Now to a beautiful event I attended recently. You know, on this program, Art and Leisure, we also showcase weddings and other events. The Okontas and Anjorins united in love as their children exchanged marital vows. Let's watch Ngozi and Adesiji's wedding. Ngozi and Adesiji met through a mutual friend of theirs. It was love at first sight. Here they are saying their vows.
Ngozi, take this ring as a sign of my love and fidelity. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Reading from the book of Tobit, the officiating minister encouraged them to pray always and continue to love each other.
Another important dimension to this Holy Union is tolerance. Look at our moms and our dads behind. Ask some of them how they have been able to sustain and keep themselves in this business. Some for 50 years, some for 60, some for 70, some for 40. And they will tell you that tolerance is the key. The church teaches something fundamental about this union, and that is indissolubility. That this union cannot be separated.
Family and friends watched as they cut their cake. Being the only girl in the family, her brothers bade her farewell this way. Father and daughter had their own time. And Siji got a teary wife back. Dr. Chris Ngige, the chairman of the occasion, has known the bride since she was a baby.
I saw Ngozi, I think, some days after her birth. From immunization period to being toddler, trying to walk. I was the physician looking after her and the family.
Proud parents share their excitement.
Well, I don't know the words to describe it, but all I know is that I'm grateful to God. There's so much joy in my heart, and the love that I've received from people, I can't express it. I can't overemphasize that I'm grateful to God for giving me such a lovely daughter, a lovely son-in-law, and beautiful people around me. I can't say thank you enough.
I feel extremely glad and great.
Their earnest wish is for this couple to remain in love forever.
First of all, their watchword, a Christian home. And then I advise them to let all their actions and their doings be acceptable unto their Lord.
If you have a quarrel, solve it yourselves. Don't expect a third party to come and solve it for you. Manage and solve it yourself. I hope they are married last and last and last forever and ever.
As long as they stay together, pray together, do all things together, they will surely enjoy the peace and blessing of the Lord.
I think it's all about tolerance, and it's all about God's grace. So, or vice versa, God's grace first and foremost, then tolerance, patience, and understanding. And that's the only ingredients that I can think of. And keep a lot of people out of your affairs with your husband. It's marriages for the two of you, and there's not supposed to be any third party in marriage.
Grandparents did not want to be told about this.
This is the day the Lord has made, and I'm so happy, and I am rejoicing. I don't know how to. I see God at work. God at work. And here with God, nothing can disturb the person. I'm so happy. Happy as a queen.
Ngozi Adesiji got loads of good wishes.
I wish my sister happiness in her marriage, plenty babies, and everything that her and her husband wish themselves.
The best. Happy married life, success, prosperity in their marriage, kids, grandkids, and all the best in life.
I met Ngozi in 2009 in Aberdeen. We were placed in the same flat. We're both doing our masters. And she was just the most endearing person. I mean, I was in the flat and everyone's trying to settle in, and then in comes this tiny girl with huge bags, you know, just literally bursting into the room. Hi, everyone! Very friendly, and we're all like, who's this? Not knowing that we're going to forge a beautiful friendship, a journey, so to speak. It's amazing how we just clicked, and she's more like a sister. I mean, I've known her, well, it seems like a short while, but I feel like I've known her forever. And that's why I came all the way from Zambia for her special day, because she's that important to me. And I wish her nothing but love, joy, and happiness. And Adesiji, take care of my friend, otherwise I'll come after you. Mwah!
Here's one newlywed who wants her single friends to get married also, so everyone gets a stalk. Earlier, the traditional wedding was done the Buzo way because Ngozi is from Delta State. A grateful couple thanks all.
On behalf of me and my lovely wife here, I'd like to tell everybody thank you for coming. Thank you for honoring us with your presence. Thank you for blessing us. Thank you for loving us. And have a wonderful evening.
Beautiful couple, splendid event. Parents and grandparents blessed them. The church prayed for them. They got loads of good wishes. 50, 60 years down the line, your love will not grow cold. By God's grace, we'll hear the patter of tiny feet very soon. Well, that's been Art and Leisure today. I hope we gave you value for your time. Continue to watch the program online. By God's grace, there'll be a new edition next week. My name is Chioma Okpara. Love yourself. Love Nigeria.